What if I told you that many of the prostate problems, nighttime bathroom trips, and weak stream issues men over 60 struggle with aren't caused by age at all? I know that sounds impossible. You've probably been told that's just what happens when you get older. But after 25 years of treating men just like you, I can tell you, your prostate doesn't have a built-in timer that explodes on your 60th birthday. Let me take you back to one patient of mine, Bill, 68 years old. Fit, active, ate pretty well. But for years, he woke up 3 to 4 times a night to pee. He thought it was normal and that nothing could be done. Until we discovered the real cause wasn't his age. It was 3 small daily habits he'd been doing for decades without thinking. Habits that were quietly putting his prostate under constant pressure, like a slow drip eroding stone. Once he changed those habits, something amazing happened. Within weeks, he was sleeping through the night, his urgency was gone, and for the first time in years, he felt in control of his body again. That's what I want for you. Because here's the truth, your prostate isn't your enemy. It's your messenger. And when you start listening to it, everything changes. So today, we're going to break down the 3 silent habits that could be enlarging your prostate right now, and how to reverse them starting today. Let's begin with the first and most common habit. The bladder pressure problem. Why holding your urine wears down your prostate. Most men think that holding their urine is harmless, just something you do when you're busy, stuck in traffic, or don't want to use a public restroom. But here's the problem. When this becomes a regular habit, it puts your prostate under pressure it was never designed to handle. Your prostate sits just below the bladder, wrapped around the urethra like a soft collar. When your bladder fills past capacity, it expands in every direction, including downward, right into your prostate. It's like pressing a heavy book onto a sponge over and over again. Over time, that gentle, flexible gland becomes irritated, inflamed, and less able to relax. I once treated a man named Tom, 72, who prided himself on holding it for hours during fishing trips. For years, he thought nothing of it, until one day the flow simply wouldn't start without straining. An ultrasound showed that his bladder muscle had thickened from working too hard, and his prostate was enlarged and rigid from years of pressure. Once we retrained his bladder habits, his symptoms improved within weeks. The insight here is simple but powerful. Your bladder and prostate are partners, not opponents. When you delay urination, you're forcing your bladder to push against a partially closed door, and your prostate pays the price. The solution? Listen to the first signal, not the last. Go when you feel the need, not when you're desperate. This small change gives your prostate a break, reduces inflammation, and protects your bladder from long-term damage. It's one of the easiest, lowest-cost ways to protect urinary health as you age. And when you combine it with the next adjustment, removing another constant source of pressure, you'll give your prostate the space it needs to truly heal. Which brings us to the second silent habit. Constipation and the prostate, the hidden connection most men miss. If you think your bowels and your prostate live in separate worlds, think again. They sit side by side, so close that what happens in one directly affects the other. When your bowel is backed up with hard, compacted stool, it's like placing a brick against a sponge. That constant pressure lands right on your prostate, day and night. This isn't a temporary inconvenience. It's an ongoing stress that limits blood flow, irritates surrounding nerves, and fuels low-grade inflammation. Over months and years, that inflammation becomes a major driver of prostate enlargement. I remember a patient, George, 68, who came to me for urinary problems. He thought it was just age, but when we dug deeper, he admitted to having only 2 bowel movements a week, and they were difficult. Once we treated the constipation with a simple, fiber-rich diet and more hydration, his urinary symptoms eased dramatically within a month. This is because constipation doesn't just cause local pressure. It also disrupts your gut bacteria. When waste lingers too long, harmful bacteria multiply, triggering inflammation that can travel throughout your body, including your prostate. The takeaway here is simple. Healthy digestion is prostate protection. Aim for daily, easy bowel movements. Add cooked vegetables, fruits like pears and prunes, whole grains, chia or flax seeds, and plenty of water. These foods soften stool, restore gut balance, and relieve that constant pressure on your prostate. The result? Less inflammation, better urinary flow, and a happier, healthier gland. This is one of the most overlooked and most powerful ways to improve prostate health without medication. And once you've cleared the internal pressure from both your bladder and your bowels, there's one more factor to tackle: the hidden damage caused by staying still for too long. Sitting still. How sedentary hours starve your prostate of blood flow. Your prostate is a living gland. It thrives on movement, oxygen, and steady blood flow. But when you sit for hours without getting up, you quietly starve it. Think about it. Your pelvic area is like a busy intersection where your bladder, bowel, and prostate all meet. They depend on constant micro movements, walking, shifting, stretching, to keep circulation fresh and waste products moving out. The moment you settle into a chair for too long, blood flow slows, lymph drainage weakens, and inflammation starts to build. Over time, that stagnation is like letting a pond grow still. Eventually, things collect and fester. I had a patient, Frank, 72, who loved his recliner. He'd spend entire afternoons reading or watching TV. When his urinary symptoms worsened, he assumed his prostate was just getting older. But the truth was simpler. His pelvic muscles and blood vessels were being starved of motion. We started with something easy: standing up every 30 minutes, walking to the kitchen, and doing a few gentle stretches. Within 6 weeks, his nighttime trips to the bathroom dropped from 4 to 2, and his flow felt stronger. The science backs this up. Movement helps pump fresh blood through your pelvic tissues, delivering oxygen and nutrients while flushing away inflammation-causing waste. You don't need marathons or gym memberships, just movement snacks. Stand up, walk around the room, swing your legs, stretch your lower back. Even 2 to 3 minutes every half hour can make a real difference. Think of your prostate like a sponge. It needs to be squeezed and released regularly to stay healthy. Without that, it stiffens, swells, and struggles to function. Protecting your prostate can be as simple as refusing to let it sit in stillness for too long. And now that we've covered these 3 daily habits, let's talk about how to put them into a proactive, prostate-friendly routine you can follow for life. The inflammation loop: how these habits work together to worsen symptoms. But now you can see how each habit, holding your urine too long, ignoring constipation, and sitting still for hours, affects your prostate. But here's the part most men miss. These habits don't just cause problems individually, they feed into each other, creating what I call the inflammation loop. Here's how it works. Let's say you sit for long periods during the day. Circulation slows in your pelvic area, which means inflammation-fighting nutrients don't reach your prostate as efficiently. This low-level inflammation makes the gland more sensitive to pressure. Then you hold your urine too long, putting direct force on an already irritated prostate. The swelling worsens. Add in constipation from low fiber or dehydration, and now you've got another constant source of pressure, pushing from behind. The result? Your prostate is being squeezed from both sides, day after day, with no real break. Over time, this loop becomes self-reinforcing. Inflammation causes swelling, swelling disrupts function, and disrupted function creates more inflammation. It's like a small campfire that never goes out. Every one of these habits adds another log. I once had a patient, George, 68, who came to me frustrated after years of worsening symptoms. He tried medications, herbal supplements, even expensive devices, but nothing stuck. The breakthrough came when he tackled all 3 habits at once. Within 3 months, his urgency eased, his stream improved, and he finally slept through the night. The key insight here is this: Your prostate can heal, but not if it's constantly under siege from multiple directions. Break the loop, and you give your body a chance to restore balance naturally. Next, I'll show you how to design a daily routine that keeps your prostate calm, supported, and working with you, not against you. Real men, real results. Stories of change after 60. I know it's one thing to hear the science and another to believe it will actually work for you, especially if you've been living with urinary symptoms for years. That's why I want to share the real stories of men I've treated who made simple changes after 60 and saw remarkable results. Take Frank, 72, a retired truck driver who spent most of his days sitting and had developed the habit of holding it until he reached the next rest stop. His nights were interrupted 3 or 4 times, and he always felt like his bladder never emptied completely. Once he started making a conscious effort to urinate when he felt the urge, adding in short walks every hour and increasing fiber in his meals, his nighttime trips dropped to just once. Within 6 weeks, he told me, "Doc, I finally feel like I have control again." Then there's James, 65, a former accountant who thought constipation was just part of aging. He committed to eating a fiber-rich breakfast every morning and drinking more water before lunch. Within a month, not only was his digestion better, but his urinary flow was stronger, and the pelvic heaviness he'd felt for years had disappeared. And I'll never forget Robert, 69, who described himself as glued to his recliner after retirement. We built movement snacks into his day, standing, stretching, and walking in short bursts. After 2 months, he noticed less urgency, less pressure, and even better energy overall. These men didn't take drastic measures. They didn't need surgery or expensive supplements. They simply broke the habits that had been silently wearing down their prostate for years. Up next, I'll walk you through the exact step-by-step plan you can follow to make these changes work for you, starting today. The action plan. Small daily shifts for big prostate relief. If you're ready to give your prostate the breathing room it needs, here's the plan I recommend to nearly every man who walks into my office. It's not complicated, and it doesn't require overhauling your life. But if you follow it consistently, your prostate will thank you. Step 1. Listen to your bladder. For the next week, make it your rule to urinate when you feel the first comfortable urge. Don't wait until it becomes urgent. Over time, this relieves constant downward pressure and allows swollen tissue to calm. Step 2. Fix your fiber. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber daily from whole foods. Start your morning with oatmeal topped with berries and ground flaxseed. Add cooked vegetables at lunch and have fruit as a snack. Pair this with at least 6 to 8 glasses of water before dinner to help keep stools soft and reduce prostate pressure from behind. Step 3. Move every hour. Set a timer or use a smartwatch reminder to stand up, stretch, and walk for 2 minutes every 30 to 40 minutes. Gentle leg swings, a short walk to the kitchen, or light stretches are enough to boost blood flow to your pelvic area. Step 4. Reduce inflammatory triggers. Limit processed meats, excessive dairy, and sugary snacks. They can increase inflammation throughout the body, including the prostate. Step 5. Track your wins. Keep a simple log for 7 days. How often you urinate at night, how easy the stream feels, and how comfortable your pelvic area is during the day. By the end of just 1 week, most men notice at least one improvement: fewer nighttime trips, stronger flow, or less pelvic heaviness. In our final section, I'll share why these small habits work so powerfully and how they can help protect your prostate health for years to come. Closing motivation and call to action. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today's video, it's this. Your prostate is not your enemy. It's a messenger. The discomfort, the urgency, the interrupted nights, they're all signals that your body needs a few simple shifts in how you treat it. And the best part? No matter your age, your prostate can respond. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s make real, lasting changes just by listening to these signals and acting on them. Your future comfort isn't about one big heroic effort. It's about the quiet daily choices you make, the way you respect your bladder's timing, the way you feed your gut, the way you keep your body moving. Every glass of water, every stretch, every extra serving of vegetables is a small vote for a healthier, calmer, lighter prostate. If you've been feeling frustrated or discouraged, I hope this message gives you something powerful: hope. Because you're not broken, you're simply being called to pay attention. And if you start today, you could be sleeping through the night again, enjoying stronger flow, and feeling more at ease in your own body within weeks. Now it's your turn. In the comments below, share which of these habits you're going to start with. Your story might inspire another man to take that first step for his health. And if you found value here, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with a friend. Sometimes the most important health changes don't start in a clinic. They start in conversations like this one. Here's to you, your health, and a prostate that's on your side. Let's take care of it together.